Hi, everyone. I'm going to talk today for a few minutes about social justice, which was the assignment we were given for the week. I would say that as a counselor, my golden rule will be do no harm. As a nurse, I'm called to the same thing, and I think that God would tell us the same thing as far as doing no harm. Instead, we should be helping others and caring for them and loving on them, especially when they're hurting or when they're oppressed in situations that are just difficult. I have a scripture that is a favorite of mine, and I'm actually going to read several verses here. It's from Matthew 25, and I'm using the NIV. The first is Matthew 25:40. The king will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Now I'm going to move down to 42. For I was hungry and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, you did not invite me in. I needed clothes and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison and you did not look after me. And then I'm going down to 45. He will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not do for me." And I think that this says really well what God expects of us, and also it explains social justice. There are people out there that are in need, people that are less fortunate, whether it be from a monetary perspective, environmental perspective, or any of those things. We're called to, I think, those of us that have and that are able to help should be doing that. And I know for myself, one of the things that I do is I work with women that have had trauma, and I also work with people that are homeless. And I found that God has really blessed me from a standpoint of having done case management for a lot of years. And so with these people, I do not just counsel them as far as talking one-on-one, but I'm able to set them up with resources out in the community, of places where they can obtain shelter if they're homeless, where they can obtain food, where they may be able to get resources for their children. I've known quite a few people in that situation that go to my church. And then also working with the women that have been traumatized. Much of it is abuse, obviously, and one of the things that I would really like to be more involved in the future is changing some laws as far as protection orders and so on, because a lot of times, unfortunately, until something happens to the woman, or at times it can be men as well, sometimes they actually end up being killed because certain things haven't taken place where the individuals that are perpetrating can be taken to prison. And so that's something that I am really interested in. And there's just other things. One of the things when I do group work is I always tell the people, please, when you see someone, do not judge them unless you have walked in their shoes. Because if you don't know what someone else has gone through their entire life, it's really difficult to make a judgment call. And it makes me very sad when people do that, and actually it makes me very angry sometimes. But that is one of the reasons that I'm in this profession. I really care about people. I'm a people person, and I want to be there to support them. Thanks.